I'm going to show you how I built a Class 2 bimaxillary protrusion case with a tongue thrust. Extrusion movements are one of the most unpredictable movements. Secondly, I'm going to prove to you that you cannot touch a patient without an X-ray as a tool when you do your treatment planning. This is one of those cases that the clinical execution is almost more important than an optimized treatment plan. Tooth is not moving, tooth is not moving. I'm happy this tooth is enough anchorage to have them move, but this side here, the 4-7 distalized. It's the right hand side. Let's check the upper right hand side. Not that much of expansion as in the bottom. It's because of the inclination of these teeth that they have to. The bottom jaw expands so much. Let me see. Very similar. So this movement here concerns me. The predictability is a problem. Let's see. Missing 5. Going into the, let me just check. Five, 6 is missing, 7. 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7, 6. Okay, so there we have the 7. What do we have distal to it? Look at what's happening here. The ramus comes down. Let's go forward and see. There the ramus starts coming into play. Now we want to move this tooth distally. What are we going to have there? Let's see. Six, 7, it seems that there's a wisdom tooth there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's a wisdom tooth. So if the wisdom is been removed, and there's a wisdom too, it's going to be amazing because it softens the bone, the tooth is going to move in there. So this makes me exciting, but I don't know if the dentist took that into account with the discussions with the patient to remove the wisdom tooth. So let's just play back. There we go. And there's also a wisdom tooth. Let's double check on this. Yeah, we're not going to get anywhere with that wisdom tooth there. All right, so the dentist has got some work to go and do to see whether this plan can work or not. She requested elastics to use to help to close the bite, triangular elastics there and there. No elastics in the front, so let's just quickly see how much extrusion is happening here. I'm going to have to do attachments. From the canine to the lateral there. So let's start off with that. But now we've got a button for elastic there, so that will help to extrude it. So we're not going to do that. We're going to do extrusion attachments there. That's quite high. I'll always make it slightly less for the patient's comfort, but I need to have as much as possible surface. It's going to push up and extrude it. So let's just give it a little bit more in the direction of which we want to have it go. And as much as surface as possible to create the movement. Okay. Copy. Okay. No. Doesn't look good. There we go. Already have the extrusion attachments there. There's the button going to go on, and this one needs to extrude a lot as well. 2.3 millimeters. It's a pity. That elastic is wrong. Elastics must be on the, let's just check. Valve elastics on upper canine, lower canine, first premolar. Let's correct this. So we're going to copy and go there. We're going to delete and delete. Just neaten it up a little bit, and there we go. Okay, so this is going to aid in the extrusion of these teeth and hopefully add some force to the front teeth that needs to extrude, which needs a lot of extrusion. Go slowly, baby, then it will work. Just go slowly. The beveled attachment is forgiving. Once the traction or the tooth doesn't track and the aligner is slightly lower down, it still catch on the attachment. And the patient can use a chewy and bite into it and get hold of it again. But if the attachment is a rectangular and the aligner loses its contact on that corner and the patient, and it's too far down, it's not going to hook on again. While a beveled one, it just stays there and it can slip over easily. So beveled attachments for intrusion, extrusion is my to-go-to. Now I have another concern. I need to check. Well, this is now the attachments for the front. I still have to work on the back. But let's just quickly see. The dentist requested for the elastics to be added from aligner number 5. But elastic hooked there and down there and there is going to cause a downward force on the crown, making the root comes out. So it's totally working against the mechanics of the movement that we want to do. And we just need to get that elastic from aligner number 5 to there. Let's go to the end on the 4333. Liner number 5, 3, 4. Elastic from aligner number 5. So let's just check that they come in all at the same time. Yes, the same stage at 5. I'm really not happy about that. So which means that for me, the ideal treatment, let's just go to the top. 1, 3, elastic should be from 5 as requested, 2, 3 from 5. Now we can play it through. I am going to, if we look at the position of the canine there, line it up to that line there, and we see how much still have to change in that root and torque. That's a lot. I would say it's maybe like halfway there. And now we add elastic, so the chances are 90% plus that that movement is not going to happen. So I am going to extend. Let me just see what I had. One, three, step, step, step. So if we start with elastic at stage 15, not at 5, we've got a lot of the movement in terms of torque done. But now the question is, the elastic is supposed to help with this extrusion and even the extrusion of the canine, which is not going to happen. So we're going to have an attachment on it up to that point, and then the elastic is supposed to be added. So let's have a look at that. So I've moved the upper elastics to start at number 15, and let's see what happens in the bottom. Well, doesn't help, those cutouts are there and there's nothing at the top, so I'm going to have to move them in the bottom as well, and that's 4, 3. So it starts at 15 and go to the end. 3, 3 starts at 15, go to the end, and it's the 4, 3, 3, 4 as well, down, and the 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 3. Okay, so double check on the same line. Yeah, all the elastic starts at the same time. Now I'm just going to double check it on the models. There we go, same time. Okay, so now from 3 to 3, top and bottom, well, I'm not sure, so let's just start there again, go one forward. The inclination is like that, I'm pushing in that direction. Let's just check the movement of the, let's start by this with this one. So the tooth is moving into that direction. If it really makes a huge difference, I don't know, but I will angle the attachment in that direction. So let's have a look at that one. Again, the tooth moves up in that direction. But it goes not that much up. Let's see again. Actually, I would slightly incline it because my force application is in that direction. Let's have a look at that tooth. One starts going, there we go, almost straight up. Slightly in that direction, and this one, let's see. Can also be slightly in that direction. Okay, now we have to decide whether we're going to do attachments on the canines before we do the elastics. Type of movement is mostly a bodily movement. The setup, the canines just look so much I don't know. It's a difficult one for me to decide. Aesthetically, the teeth runs progressively with more buccal torque through to the back. If I remember correctly, the torque in the diamond brackets I used was similar for the 4 and the 5. I'll go and check it. Why do I have elastic there and not on the others? Okay, I don't know what that is for. doesn't make sense. Just gonna pull it down there, and this side is the same. Stay to the end. Okay. Check for the other attachments. I'll start off with a 7 here. I said the 4-7 is moving distally a lot. Just gonna type a note. Wisdom teeth needs to be removed. Elastics starts only at stage 1-5 due to torque expression. See what else is there. Okay, so distalization, 2.3 millimeter, that's quite a lot. And let's good. We need to check the roots here. Let's go to the sagittal view. Canine. It's actually not in a bad position. So let's see which side. That's the right-hand side. Canine. Was there. I can't bring it out. It have to stay like that. Gee whiskers. So it comes, well, it's very much in the same position. It's just distalized. Okay. Now the problem, it distalized, and at stage 15, there's still 1, 2, 3, 4 distalization elastics or aligners, but it gets an elastic on, which again may prevent the movement. The upper tooth elastic is fine, it just comes into place. My goodness. Elastics, distalization. Okay, let's see what happens with this. Also distalization. The 3-3 starts at aligner number 5 and it ends at 14, so that's well within the without the elastic. Okay, let's check the movement like this from this view. Okay. Okay, now when we distalize, we can't move this many amount of teeth together at the same time. It's not predictable. So I'm going to have to do frog staging. So I'm just going to do a screenshot here for myself to see the stepping. But it's on the same, so it's 1, 1, and 2. 1 and 2. So I need to go 12 down 6. Was 1, but I need to go down from 6 to 21. That's a lot. Let me see if I can make it less. No, I can't. It have to be in, there we go, 50-50. See if I can make this less. I can't. So the 4-4 can go as the 4-5 is halfway. 15 to 32, it's 16. So 8, 15 and 8 is 23. There's more or less, that looks more than half. There we go. There's intrusion and distalization. Check these teeth here. Let's start off there at the top. So the 4-7 go halfway in his position, then the 6 starts moving. And there we're already putting on the class 3 the buttons. I don't like that, buttons. And why? Okay, that's a collision I need to sort out. 3s can't move actually before 4s are in place. So that can only start moving there. This side, you have to have the 5 finish halfway. No more than 3 teeth at a time moving, and the 3 can't move before the 4's done. And let's take that one down. 3-2, where does the 4-2 starts? Let's just make them at this, bring them to the same level, and let's see what it looks like. Okay, now I have collisions here that I need to sort. go. 50 aligners in the bottom. There we go. They come back quite a bit. Roots stayed in the same, but let's work out. They were like that. We tilted them back, trying to keep the root at the same place, but we know the rotation middle point is 2/3 down, so it's going to rotate around that point and this is going to go forward. So we need to just go back to this canine. I took it back to its original position. Let's just, that's on the right hand side, the canine. So let's go further. Lateral, central, central, lateral, canine. Oops, that canine's root need to come back. That's the 3-3. Now we have to see what happened with these root apices. They, on this picture, they stayed the same, but the type of movement, tipping them back, is going to bring the roots forward. So let's go back there and see. Bringing them forward, no way, that can't happen. Oops, that's a nightmare. 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. All of them needs to go back. We're not going to get extrusion. We may get root resorption, very important, so let's go back there. Currently they're at the same position. Bring them back. 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 You can't undo root resorption. You just can't. Okay, let's just check the type of movement. Back root must be controlled. Sure. Such a huge responsibility. There's a patient at the end of this, a human being with one set of teeth. Okay, I thought this was going to happen. Definitely in this case, to have more control on the teeth, I'll suggest a long cut onto the gingiva. Now we've got micro spaces that we just need to close. Let's just check what was the original. Oh, come on. Here we go.